People who are concerned about their destiny and who would like to maintain their spiritual sensitivity should be aware of the world crisis that is on its way. Only when people in society change course and move in the direction of brightness, hope and prosperity instead of trouble, peril and destruction will there be significant improvement. At retreats of the Universal Society of the Integral Way and public lectures, which are the origin of the material I publish, you will find that I work on the detoxification of your conscious mind. Human culture is a combination of religious and intellectual influences, similar to compost. It is the fertilizer from which beautiful roses with sweet fragrance and vibrant color can grow. You cannot live a good life if you stay in the compost pile. You must grow above it. I encourage you to use the world and grow wise and strong. The Integral Way is not only about detoxifying and purifying the soul. It is also a way to nurture the power of natural life, which includes 1. The power of awakening. This means never being confused by anything. When you are confused, you struggle or fall. Awakening is the clarity and lucidity of your spiritual strength. The awakened individual does not overextend himself or herself. 2. The power of self-command. The opposite of self-command is emotional self-indulgence. If you think that self-indulgence is a natural right of life, you are practicing self-abuse. Many people become self-destructive when they insist on doing what they like. They don't know they are ruled by a desire that is beyond reason. In the spiritual cultivation of Tao, you put yourself under self-command rather than under the command of someone or something else. This is the difference between the life of cattle and the life of humans. Although we live among the crowd, we cannot afford to be totally influenced by it. 3. The third power is the power of gentle patience. The world is a hot spot. If you don't have the patience to tackle it, you will get burned. Lao Tzu described the power of gentle patience as the power of the weak to overcome the strong. No one can afford to be a loser in life. Fear of life has made many people pessimistic and seek religion as an escape. Eventually, nothing can be escaped, even if you live in a monastery. In our tradition, we have chosen the world as the refinery in which to purify and strengthen ourselves in order to reach our true nature. Like everyone else, we are looking for success in life. But we don't seek it through speculation or opportunism. We achieve it by gentle patience. When you lose patience, you damage the force of life itself. To develop patience is to work on the health of your own life. Lao Tzu tells us of the three treasures: the power of kindness, the power of courage, the power of moderation. Together they are te, the virtue of life. Without kindness, you will be cruel and self-negligent. Without courage, you will always think about escape, and without moderation, you will always overextend yourself. When you lose your virtue, the power of life, you might turn to religion and external worship for help. They might help you psychologically, but they are like a narcotic that will poison your true nature and undermine your spiritual independence. Over-organized religions are obstacles that make you unable to experience the everyday truth of your body and your life. Religious sainthood is only a disguise, like a donkey hiding under a skin of a lion. It misleads people to devalue normal life and become misanthropic. You need to develop yourself in order to avoid being misguided by secondary interpretations, or any interpretation at all. I can only tell you the same unalterable, subtle truth from different angles, but you have to learn to value it and find it for yourself. In the past, powerful religious and social leaders have tried to mold society as they envisioned it. Perhaps their original motives were humanistic, but one way or another, their approach lacked the gentle patience of the great nature of the universe. They wanted to remake the world overnight. The destruction that resulted was usually much greater than the contribution they made. and many people suffered. Some of these leaders succeeded in placing the world under their control during their lifetime. However, because it was unnatural, there was no real benefit to others in the long run. So when we talk about saving the world or helping other people, whether we call it salvation or liberation, whatever is done without gentle patience is no more than mischief. Lao Tzu said that helping the world is like doing nothing. It is not actually doing nothing, but you do not stress yourself or others. Nature has infinite patience with people, no matter how nasty they are. Unless people become too self-destructive or destructive towards others, nature still kindly offers them the opportunity to survive. If religious and social leaders cannot offer such patience towards the world, what God or idea do they worship besides their own opinions? As individuals, we should apply the integral way to our own lives. Even if you are enthusiastic about promoting the integral way, you need great patience to allow yourself to develop your own deep understanding through giving service. Some people may be able to change their life in a short period of time, but most of the world cannot. To people who are unable to make rapid progress, we just offer our encouragement. If we can offer some help to the world, it will be great, but we will at least not create any more trouble for the world. I hope that you always take the position of a student and servant rather than a conqueror or master. That will assure your own happiness and long enduring life. To be a person of the integral way is to have an indomitable life spirit and to always help those around you however you can. This is how the ancient, naturally developed ones exemplified the integral way. Their names are not important. What matters is their universal inspiration. The idolization of individuals is a bad human habit that focuses on partiality instead of universal spirituality as a whole. When people idolize spiritual and social leaders, the idol is then used to persecute other people who worship something different. Everyone needs to respect and love someone or something they trust, but they should never persecute anyone else whose idols are different or ideals are different. Russia, Germany and China have all paid a big price for over-idolizing their leaders in recent history. We must be able to recognize what is wrong in human culture. Then we can recognize the natural, organic spirit of life. This quality of life is called immortality because it is the everlasting truth of life. There is no escape from real life in the world, but learning the way can help you face it. The world is full of falsehood, but the way uses formed life to maintain and control the formless essence. Life is supported by the formless substance of nature. We need to develop our power, which comes from formless conscious energy, to reach the inexhaustible, formless, and invisible substance of nature. That is where you find everlasting life. That is the integral way of life and the truth of the universe. It is not conceptual, and it is not describable. I only wish to point you to the invisible reality we live with. My books can substantially support you and can help you prepare you to live in society with universal virtue. They will help you live a life of natural sweetness and simplicity. I wish all my cherished friends emotional peace, psychological balance, intellectual health, and smooth running relationships. I encourage you all to remember the need for gentle patience in all areas of public and private life, and wish you to know how deeply I value the spiritual friendship of all who nurture their own subtle light and universal virtue.